What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another video. So the Pittsburgh Steelers are 1-0 in preseason. 27-17 over the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, who are going through an identity crisis with quarterback and company. But let's go ahead and check out the stats for this game. Mason Rudolph was 7-12 for 132 and a touchdown, no interceptions. Kenny Pickett played 6 out of 7, 70 yards and a touchdown. Tanner Morgan, the rookie, 5 of 8 for 36, no touchdowns and 1 interception. Mitch Trubisky, 1 for 4, 10, no touchdowns and a pick. So they finished combined 19 of 31, 19 completed out of 31 attempts, 214 yards, 8 yards per averaged altogether, 2 touchdowns and 2 picks. Then you look at Calvin Austin, he had 2 for 23. Anthony McFarland Jr. out of the University of Maryland, Terrapins, baby, 3 for 18. Rudolph had 2 for 15. 5 for 15 for Darius Higgins. Jalen Warren, 3 for 13. And so on and so forth. For 26 attempts, rushing, 92 yards, and 1 touchdown. Receiving, Calvin Austin had 2 for 73 with a touchdown. Connor Hayward, 2 for 34. George Pickens, 1 for 33 and a touchdown. Deontay Johnson, 3 for 32. Hakeem Butler, 1 for 17. Gunnar Olszewski from the Patriots, former of the Patriots, 1 for 14. Rodney Williams had 1 for 11. Darnell Washington, 1 for 9. Cody White, 1 for 7. Pat Freiermuth, 1 for 6. Jordan Byrd, 1 for 6. Anthony McFarland Jr., 1 for 5, and so on and so forth. Finishing up with 19 attempts, 248 yards, 13-yard average, and 2 touchdowns. Tanner Morgan had a couple fumbles, not good, a couple fumbles and a pick. Kendrick Green had a fumble. And then let's look at the totals for the Pittsburgh Steelers defense. DeMarvin Leal had a half a sack and a half for Nick Herbig. Sack from Quincy Roach. And a sack from Nick Kowalski, the former Raider and Bear. So 4 sacks. Interception by Trenton Thompson. Not bad showing for preseason. It's preseason, so, you know. One thing you do like about preseason, you get to see the depth players and see how they're going to pick up and take over if somebody goes down. You don't see a lot of the starters. But not bad. It's a good team effort by the Steelers. Buccaneers, John Wolford, 10 for 17, 111 and a touchdown. Kyle Trask had 6 of 10, 60% completion, 99 yards and an interception. Baker Mayfield, 8 of 9, 63 and a touchdown, no interceptions. Running game, not good at all. 26 attempts, 66 yards, no touchdowns. Receiving, David Moore had 3 for 66. Karen Geiger had 4 for 50. Trey Palmer, 4 for 33, 1 for 22 for David Wells. Not a whole lot else there really worth mentioning. So out of 24 attempts, 273 yards, 2 touchdowns, not horrible. Geiger had a fumble. Defense got a sack out of Marquise Watts. Sack and a half out of Cam Gill. So it looks like a half sack by Mike Green. So 3 sacks total for the Buccaneers. Interceptions, you had 2 from Zion McCollum, and J.J. Russell. So not bad there. I'm sure the Baker Mayfield supporters are coming out in droves. Oh my God, Baker, look how good he was. And they're going to dump on Kyle Trask. Like, oh, look how bad Kyle. Stop it. Get some help. I believe Kyle Trask is probably going to beat out Baker Mayfield. Baker Mayfield is a backup. I've been saying it. I don't see the star that everybody else sees. I loved him in Oklahoma. I don't think there's a better underdog story for the most part. But his attitude and unwillingness to take the coaching, along with many other factors, his immaturity, is not going to help him. He's only getting older. He's getting hurt more. It's not boding well for Baker Mayfield for the future. And if he gets beat out by Kyle Trask, game over. Because even if Kyle Trask plays well, Tampa's probably still looking at a quarterback next year. Let's be honest. Tampa's looking to draft a Caleb Williams or a Drake May or a Michael Penix or a Quinn Ewers out of Texas or one of those guys. They're not looking to, unless Kyle Trask blows up and really takes off and leads them to a playoff win and maybe to a championship game or something. Short of that, both these quarterbacks are on a short leash. So it'd be foolish for me to sit here and say Kyle Trask is the future or Baker Mayfield is the future. At best, they're both probably bridge gap quarterbacks until next year. If Tampa has a down year like everybody's expecting, I think they'll be better than advertised. It sucks for Todd Bowles because he's a really good guy, and I root for guys like him. But he might be one of those guys that's a great number 2. Awesome defensive coordinator. Maybe just don't cut it as a head coach. Wade Phillips, you've had guys like that. Jason Garrett. There's many. The list is long and distinguished. Mike Zimmer. I really thought he was going to be a great head coach. He kind of wore out his welcome. But he's a great defensive mind, and there's nothing wrong with that. Some guys are great position coaches. It is what it is. Josh McDaniels. We might be saying the same thing about him if the Raiders don't turn around this year. You know? It's just not everybody can be a Tony Dungy or a Bill Belichick. And Bill Belichick's got some questions now. People kind of see what I said about, Brady made Belichick more than Belichick made Brady. Because you look at Belichick before, he was about to be out of the league probably before Brady. Anyway, the Buccaneers can be better than expected, or they could be worse. Either way, it's a win. You make the playoffs, fans are going to be totally shocked and they're going to be happy. If you don't and you have a losing record and really bad and get a top 5 pick, you got a shot at getting a game-changing generational talent like Caleb Mays or Drake May or Caleb Williams. Sorry, I mixed their names up there. So you got a chance to get one of those two guys, or Quinn Ewers if he has a great year at Texas. You got a chance to get your guy, or Kyle Van Dyke if he bounces back and has a year. Spencer Rattler. Everybody's talking about him as the number 1 quarterback going into last year, and it's just falling apart for him. Star at Oklahoma, and it just hasn't translated to South Carolina for whatever reason. Maybe Spencer Rattler bounces back. I don't know. Kyle Van Dyke, there's plenty of them. Phil Jurkovic out of Boston College transferred to Pitt. Keaton Slavis, whoever. There's going to be tons of guys. The guy who went to Notre Dame. I'm trying to think of who the hell that was. I'll have to look that up. I can't think of it off the top of my head. I'll kick myself later. But you got a chance to get a game-changing quarterback and a franchise quarterback. I think there's going to be more than a few of them next year. And there's going to be some surprises. But I don't know if Kyle Trask is the answer. I definitely don't think Baker Mayfield is. I just think Baker is a backup. Now, maybe he proves me wrong. If he leads them to a championship game or a Super Bowl, then hey, I'll eat my big dose of crow. If he doesn't, y'all going to have to eat some crow. But let me know what you guys think. And as far as the Steelers go, I'm impressed with them anyway. I thought they were going to be better this year. Got rid of some of the nonsense. And to be quite honest, when you have Mike Tomlin, that's a win. Kenny Pickett is better than a lot of people thought. Better offensive line. They got a game changer at tackle now. They've got good guards. They've got a good center. They're going to be good. And they got TJ Watt if he stays healthy and company. And with Nate Herbig stepping up. And AJ Highsmith coming back. And, of course, Joey Porter Jr. in the mix with Minka Fitzpatrick and all. I think this team has a real shot to win the AFC North. I'm not rooting for them to. I don't like the Steelers. But I think they have a real shot to win the AFC North. But we'll see. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Like and subscribe. And I will see you guys on another video.